Hello everyone, this is Fun. I'm right here, and today I have yet another Beastars story. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to do this properly, especially because as you can see by the title, this is a Hanahaki fic. If you are not familiar with the terms of fanfiction, including Hanahaki, then you are more than welcome. You can still watch this. I will be able to explain it in the story. It is a very interesting concept, I will say. But until then, this is a Legoshi X-Rater. I actually do have a couple ideas in mind for potential Beastar stories later on, but if you have an idea for a Legoshi or even possibly Haru, Jack, or even a two-character story, like for example doing Legoshi together with the Raider or something of the sort, or even maybe a ship, let me know, because I'm open to ideas, especially because I'm not really written for these guys very much, and I'm very new to writing about them, especially because it's really hard to find some good quality fanfiction on them, unfortunately, especially stuff that hasn't been discontinued. So yeah. This is just simply titled Legoshi X-Rater, and it's called Hanahaki disease. Let's get started. You are in the courtyard, eating your favorite food, when you notice that you hadn't seen Legoshi all day. You heard from Jack that he was sick, but it made you worry. So you decided to finish your meal later and head off to the dorms to see Legoshi. Legoshi awoke to the sound of knocking. He groaned and rolled over in his bed. Jack wasn't in the dorm, so it was just him. He wasn't feeling very well, so he thought he'd just lay in bed all day. It was the weekend, after all, so there would be no harm done. The knocking was persistent. Legoshi was attempting to gather the energy and willpower to get up and open the door when it just opened. Legoshi, you in here? It was your name. He groaned and felt a sharp pain in his chest. You opened the curtain from his bed and saw him laying curled up, with his back facing you. Legoshi, are you okay? Yeah, He was cut off by a violent cough leaving his chest. It didn't relent. If anything, it got heavier. You patted his back to try and stop it, but it just wouldn't stop. Gagging was heard, and you were quick to panic. You said with fear in your voice, "I'll go get a bucket. Try to take some deep breaths." You then ran out to the hallway and grabbed the nearest bucket. While you were running back to the dorm, you ran into someone. "Sorry, Louie. Legoshi's throwing up. Can't talk," you said as you ran down the hall. Louie was quick to run after you. When you both got into the room, Legoshi was staring in horror at what was found on the bed sheet. Blood and flowers? The three of you looked at them with complete shock. Your name, get Legoshi to the infirmary, and I'll get someone to clean up the blood and flowers. You nodded and took him by the hand, dropping his shoulder over you and guiding him out and down the hallway. The walk to the infirmary was dreadful. You both had to constantly stop because Legoshi was coughing up flowers non-stop. It got to the point where you had him hold the bucket over his mouth to keep it from spilling onto the floor. When the walk finally came to a close, the bucket was half full, and the nurse was quick to see all the blood in Legoshi's around Legoshi's mouth and instantly thought the worst. You both had to explain what was really going on. The nurse seemed relieved to hear that Legoshi didn't eat anyone, but was just as lost as you both were. The nurse went to the computer and immediately began researching what this strange illness was. When they finally got an answer, they came out with a look of great concern. From what I've gathered, Legoshi has Hanahaki disease. It's supposedly contracted when someone grows romantic feelings for someone, but feels as though they will never be with said person. Legoshi felt his face flush at that, but what the nurse said next made both yours and Legoshi's hearts drop. There's an option for surgery, but we don't currently have a doctor here who could help. Plus, the surgery will remove any feelings that Legoshi has for someone. The only other cure is the person who Legoshi has a crush on feels the same. The disease cannot be cured with friendship, only a relationship. The nurse got another patient in at that moment, so it left just you and Legoshi alone to think about what they said. So, who is the lucky person you have feelings for? Anyone I know? Legoshi felt his heart start skipping beats. Yeah, you know them. Is it Haru? You said that with more tone than what you wanted, causing Legoshi to look at you, confused. No. Why would it be her? I mean, you pursed your lips together and sighed through your nose. I like Haru, but she isn't my type. Then who is? You. Legoshi felt the need to cough again. He could feel the flowers growing in his lungs. But what makes you think you could never be with me? I mean, you're amazing, Legoshi. You're kind, considerate, mindful of others. The list goes on and on. So, does that mean that you like me? You looked at him in the eye. Yes. Yes, it does. You leaned in for a smidge on the cheek, but he conveniently moved his head and your lips crashed together. When the nurse finished tending to the other student, they turned their attention back to you both. They opened up the curtains only to see you both kissing. They laughed, catching your attention. As much as I find this very sweet, I can't have you guys making out when someone could walk in on you both. They then escorted you both out, and you and Legoshi agreed to hang out later on that night. After all, you both had a lot of time to make up for. The end. I really hope that this video was worth it, because like I guess I had to do a bit of editing. I even screwed up a line really badly, and I had to like cut and like re-record it several times. I'm not very good at this type of stuff. If you've not gathered through the, like if you 4,000 people do not know already, I'm really bad at speaking. I really am. I think I may have like a type of stutter or something. I'm not sure. Maybe I have a speech impediment. I never really know. I never really bothered to get it checked out. So that's good. I've received a lot of comments and like, oh, you stutter a lot. I try really, 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 really hard to stop it, but I think the best I can do is maybe like stop the recording, say it again without the setting, and just cut out the part. Like, you know, like edit the audio. That's really the best I can do, unfortunately. But I think that's about it. I will say that I am working on a couple of the projects. I do have a Rocket X theater coming up very soon. It's already written out. I just need to write the audio and whatnot. Not write the audio, record the audio, and yeah, I'm really excited for it and whatnot. I plan on doing a couple other projects, including a long-term Beastars project that's to be coming out soon. Although I should mention that Beastars project is a continuation of someone else's book, because somebody else wrote this phenomenal Beastars book, but they discontinued it. And I asked like, hey, can I be the one to take over? And they said yes, of course, but I need to get permission to record the first 8 chapters of the book, because I wrote the 9th chapter and onward. That's what I'm going to be doing, and I'm like, maybe I can get some publicity, but of course it all depends on the original author, Saltip, which is a phenomenal author, by the way. You need to check her out. I'll leave a link to her book of Beastars down below, and I'll leave a link to my 9th chapter that I made for the book, and I'll be continuing on this right from there. I hope to get it on this channel, because I feel like that a lot of people like Beastars, and like I said, it's kind of hard to find stuff that's really good quality, especially like series and whatnot. And I'm really nervous about writing this story, because it's a really big deal and a lot of people liked it, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it all the way through. So there's that. But either way, I really hope that all of you enjoyed this story, and please, for the love of God, go check out Beastars on Netflix. It's so good if you don't know anything about it. And also, if you don't know anything about Hanahaki disease, I recommend you look it up. If I didn't explain it in this video, go look it up, because it's a really fun little story idea. And I was gonna make the reader have Hanahaki, but I'm like, that's too typical. Maybe Legoshi should have it. So you know, there's that. But anyway, enough of my rambling. Thank you all so very much for watching. Thank you all so very much for 41,000 as well. I'll be sure to make a video for that coming up soon. And as always, I'll be seeing you all very soon. Bye-bye.